Hello everyone, it's your bud. I'm going to be reviewing Blue Gender and Terra Formars today. As usual, I will only be showing clips from episode 1 of each. That way there are no spoilers and no answers to all the mysteries. You'll have to watch these shows if you want to see more. Blue Gender and Terra Formars, or Terra Formars, are two shows that have many similarities, starting with the main character that is afflicted with a mysterious disease, and then when found by others is given a new purpose in life. In Blue Gender, our character wakes up in the future, and in Terra Formars, they go to fight aliens on Mars. Both of the diseases that affect our characters are found out to be links to greater powers. Each of the main characters are uniquely suited to joining the badasses that make up the fighting force of humanity in each respective show. Mechs and super warriors in Blue Gender, and genetically enhanced bug-human hybrids in Terra Formars. In Terra Formars, each character has a special ability that is akin to a specific bug. I know that sounds lame, but what they do with those abilities is so awesome. And I'm still horrified by the sound design of those big beetles from Blue Gender. The crunching and popping is so gross. Both worlds that we are introduced to are full of strong and unique creatures that force our characters to learn completely new skills needed to survive, to learn more about their situations. They both have strong and somewhat savagely vicious characters. It can be difficult to even find the uncensored version of Terra Formars online because the takedowns are so brutal. As well, each country that is part of UNASA has their own team, which UNASA, United Nations Space Agency, I don't know. Each country that is part of UNASA has their own team with their own culture and personality. I really appreciated the fact that they split up the characters due to country of origin and not due to their generic who's stronger grouping that we usually get in anime. Both characters' diseases are also shown to be had by others as well. We see more sleepers in Blue Gender and other affected in Terra Formars. I have to mention a spoiler now, but it's an episode 1 spoiler, so don't panic too much. Both main characters have seen others with their disease die. In Blue Gender, it is witnessed that other sleepers have been cocooned to be eaten by the bugs. And in Terra Formars, it is shown to us that our main character's childhood friend had passed away due to not having the money for an organ transplant. It's the driving factor behind Terra Formars' main character, that he can cure other children that are affected with the same disease that took away his close friend. I know I mentioned that he can cure the disease, and I haven't mentioned how yet. I won't say too much, just that taking back Mars and curing the disease go hand in hand. I'm not going to talk about the designs of the cockroaches from Terra Formars. I know there are things to say, but I'm just going to say that those are the designs that they chose, and that got past all of their staff when deciding the monster design. I can understand what they might have been going for. I get a similar feeling to the grasshoppers from A Bug's Life, but they made some features that were too human looking. If they kept it more bug-like, then I don't think people would have had the problem. If they modeled it more around Hopper from A Bug's Life and less around people, I think that the design could have been great. One of Terra Formars' strengths is knowing how to use their action scenes and how to show ambushes and surprise attacks. The cockroaches are a good mix of animalistic behavior and human intelligence, which makes them all the more terrifying. Both shows seem to focus on the Gaia theory in sorts. Blue Gender states it directly that the bugs are Earth's antibodies for wiping out the exponentially multiplying cells that was collective humankind. Terra Formars is not as closely related, but still seems to be connected. In terraforming Mars, humans sent algae and cockroaches that would spread the algae as they fed, and would add soil to Mars when they decayed. But 500 years later, the bugs had grown to a completely different form, and several united expeditions were sent to fight them by humankind. I like how Blue Gender treats each moment. It gives the characters the time to take things in, and that helps us as the audience to be more engaged. And by engaged, I mean grossed out by the idea of living in a world with giant insects that feed off of people. It's such a good concept. It's like Starship Trooper with mechs. Terra Formars is much more pulp action, with less focus on science and personal stories, and more of a vessel for misery and violence, although they really don't pull any punches with the action. I would compare it to Hellsing with the amount of blood and gore. The science and disease is much more of an excuse for superpowers than it is a driving force for the plot. However, our characters do get to have many more personal struggles given to them because of their outlooks on their disease, and in turn, that then affects their outlooks on their place in the world and who they should be. I recommend both of these shows, but for a different reason. Blue Gender for serious horror / mech / an apocalypse story, and Terra Formars for a human versus nature story except on Mars. Thanks for watching, I hope that you enjoyed. Like, subscribe, or leave any questions or suggestions below, and I will see you in the next video.